Absolutely. We have grown our business since working with Bennett Financials. Eden Data is a startup that started around January of 2021. We had no revenue. We were just a consulting firm. And I actually found Aaron very early on in our journey, and he has been our CFO ever since. To give perspective, we went from no revenue to 300K MRR at this point, and that was all with Aaron leading the charge on our business. He's been available, he's been knowledgeable, he's helped with taxes, he's helped with forecasting, he's helped with a million things that really put us on the map and reframed or actually reinforced how I feel about fractional roles. I think that the role as a fractional CFO can sometimes get diluted, or the viewpoint of it rather, because people think that, oh, I'm paying for a discounted professional or a part-time professional. And that's not the vibe I've gotten. Aaron and his team have been available. They have been helpful. They have supported us on a lot of our more advanced financial needs, and we haven't been disappointed at all. I certainly think that Aaron has gone above and beyond. I guess I went into it not really knowing what to expect, but in my mind, as a first-time founder, I expected that a fractional CFO role would basically do our finances in an Excel worksheet and then help us with taxes at the end of the year and help us with some high-level forecasting, and that's about it. Aaron was a lot more organized and a lot more involved than I would have expected, and to the point that him and I have become what I think of him as a friend, and I think of him as one of the founding team members here at Eden Data. He's very involved, very available, and works on a lot more than the things I initially described. So he's very much helping me, even just on the personal side, let alone the Eden Data side. So he very much cares about the business, the passion's there. He seems dedicated to the brand, even though he's technically not at Eden Data. So that's been pretty cool as well. Is how his ability to protect myself and the Eden Data brand through how we issue equity has been one perfect example. So he's very guarded of how we issue equity and how we do compensation and how we do rewards, almost to the point that like he very much has a passion for the Eden Data brand, which is really cool to see, and is protecting my livelihood. He's protecting my family's livelihood, and he's protecting the brand itself. So he's been very involved anytime equity discussions come up, and he's been very adamant about what should happen and what shouldn't. I think that that's one perfect example. And then another example would be something related to even just my tax liability as a professional, both through Eden Data and personal, because we're an S Corp. He's been very involved in helping to make sure I optimize my tax benefits and that I am investing my money correctly, and that he's been a great advisor and shoulder to lean on as we grow as a company and earn more money, and making sure that we're not spending that money in frivolous ways. So never really have an issue getting a hold of the Bennett Financial team. I think someone's always been available for me, to the point where I even send text messages, classic millennial here, texting people, not wanting to get on the phone calls with them. And Aaron and team have been available and responsive through text. So I think that that's been pretty amazing, because that's very hard to do as you're scaling up your brand. And I really can't think of a singular instance where I needed to get a hold of Bennett Financials and then I couldn't. But I would largely refer and recommend Aaron and his team, even if someone is considering between fractional and hiring a full-time CFO. I would argue for the fractional role. It's funny because our business does a very similar thing in cybersecurity, and so I understand the value of fractional, but even I've now been able to live through kind of what I'm preaching to my own customers, because Aaron and his team are able to fulfill that same thing of fractional does not mean a lower quality service, and his team has very much proved that.